Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
The Bloodline saga has been a staple in WWE programming for over 4 years. The story started when Roman Reigns made his return to WWE at SummerSlam 2020 and has been going on ever since. The Bloodline saga closed its latest chapter when Roman Reigns defeated Solo Sikoa on the debut episode of Raw on Netflix to become the undisputed Tribal Chief. Ever since that victory, the OTC has only appeared in the Men's Royal Rumble match where he was eliminated by his War Games partner, CM Punk. WWE veteran Tommy Carlucci, in conversation with Vince Russo on the Behind the Turnbuckle Studios channel, shared his thoughts on the current status of Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. "There is no Bloodline, guys." Recently on SiriusXM, Roman Reigns and the Wisemen were on. Roman said, "We're only in the third inning. We could run this for 3 years." "Really, Roman?" said Tommy Carlucci. 1614 to 1626. "Alright, as far as I know Roman is out. He's out until they probably bring him back after probably Elimination Chamber. He's not even in the Elimination Chamber. He's not even gonna be on that show." 1626 to 1641. While there has been no confirmation of Roman Reigns' Elimination Chamber status, it will be interesting to see where the Tribal Chief fits in the puzzle for WrestleMania 41. Roman Reigns' WrestleMania status yet to be confirmed. The original Tribal Chief was last seen at the Royal Rumble PLE, where he was eliminated by CM Punk from the 30-man match. The night didn't end there for the OTC, as he was then stopped brutally by his former Shield brother, Seth Rollins. Reigns had to be helped out of the ringside area, and on commentary, it was announced that he had been injured. The SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis may provide further updates on the health of the head of the table on tonight's episode of SmackDown. He might let the fans know about Reigns going through medical procedures and if he will be able to compete at WrestleMania. With WrestleMania 41 fast approaching, fans are hoping for a speedy recovery of the Tribal Chief. Reigns has main evented 4 WrestleManias back-to-back in last 5 years. It'd be a shame if he missed this year's show. The WWE Universe was left stunned when reports surfaced that Roman Reigns, the reigning undisputed Universal Champion and the undisputed head of the table, had taken a sudden leave of absence. Rumors swirled regarding the fate of the Bloodline, the dominant faction that had ruled WWE for years. But now, a veteran insider has confirmed that WWE has indeed abandoned the Bloodline storyline in Roman's absence. What does this mean for the faction's members, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, Paul Heyman, and the newly introduced Jacob Fatu? And could this truly be the end of one of WWE's most legendary storylines? Let's break it down. The sudden exit, Roman Reigns' hiatus, shakes WWE to its core. Roman Reigns' absence was not entirely unexpected, but the timing caught many off guard. Over the past few months, speculation grew that the Tribal Chief was considering stepping away from WWE for an extended period. Some insiders suggested that Roman was dealing with nagging injuries, while others believed he was eyeing opportunities in Hollywood. The official announcement came during a SmackDown segment, where Paul Heyman addressed the WWE Universe. His voice, usually filled with bravado, carried an uncharacteristic tremble. The Tribal Chief has decided to step away from his responsibilities to the Bloodline and WWE. This is not a retirement. This is not an abdication. This is simply a hiatus. And in his absence, we will continue to honor him. The reaction was mixed. Some fans chanted Roman's name in respect, while others worried about what this meant for the Bloodline's future. Veteran wrestling analyst Dutch Mantel weighed in, explaining, "You don't just take the main character out of the biggest storyline in WWE history and expect it to continue the same way. WWE had no choice but to pull the plug. The Bloodline was built around Roman Reigns, his leadership, his aura. Without him, it's just another faction. That's why they're abandoning the story." Internal WWE struggles: what happened behind the scenes? According to multiple backstage reports, WWE creative scrambled to find a way to salvage the storyline without Roman. At one point, there were discussions of having Solo Sikoa take over as the new head of the table, with Paul Heyman reluctantly advising him. Another pitch saw Jacob Fatu debut as a dominant force, asserting his dominance over Jimmy Uso and Solo. But none of these ideas gained traction. One WWE official reportedly told insiders, "There's no replacing Roman. That's what we realized after a few meetings. Fans might accept a temporary leader, but it won't be the same. The magic of the Bloodline was the family dynamic, but also Roman's ability to command attention. Without him, it felt hollow. With this realization, WWE made the difficult call to abandon the Bloodline storyline entirely. What happens to Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and Paul Heyman? With the Bloodline effectively disbanded, the remaining members now face an uncertain future. Solo Sikoa, a solo star or a forgotten enforcer? Solo Sikoa was positioned as Roman's enforcer, the silent yet dangerous member of the Bloodline. Without the tribal chief guiding him, WWE must now decide what role Solo will play. Dutch Mantel believes Solo has potential but isn't ready for a main event push yet. He's got the look, the intensity. But he hasn't been given enough time to develop his character outside of being Roman's muscle. That's the problem. If WWE wants to keep him relevant, they need to give him a strong individual storyline, maybe a ruthless streak where he destroys anyone who disrespects the Bloodline's legacy. Some fans have suggested that Solo could align himself with another faction, perhaps even forming a new Samoan dynasty with Jacob Fatu. Jimmy Uso, back to tag teams or lost in the shuffle? Jimmy Uso's role in the Bloodline had been tumultuous. One week, he was a loyal soldier, the next, he was betraying his own brother. With Roman gone, Jimmy's purpose seems even more unclear. Will WWE pair him back with Jey Uso, despite their previous fallout? Or will Jimmy be used as an upper mid-card star? As of now, insiders claim WWE has no concrete plans for Jimmy, leading to concerns that he may become a directionless character. Paul Heyman, the wise man without a chief. Perhaps the biggest question mark is Paul Heyman. Known for being the ultimate strategist, Heyman is now left without a tribal chief to advise. Rumors suggest that Heyman might attempt to align himself with another major star. Some have speculated he could turn his attention to Gunther, or even CM Punk. However, others believe Heyman might take an extended absence from WWE as well. Heyman without Roman is like Batman without Gotham City, one WWE official reportedly said. Could this be the end of Heyman's historic run in WWE? Fan reaction, heartbreak, anger, and uncertainty. The news of WWE abandoning the Bloodline storyline has sparked intense fan reactions. Many fans were heartbroken, feeling that the storyline deserved a proper conclusion rather than an abrupt halt. Others were furious, believing WWE should have found a way to continue the story without Roman. One viral tweet captured the sentiment perfectly. "We invested years into the Bloodline. And now it's just over? Just like that? No epic final battle, no real conclusion? WWE owes us more than this." Another fan posted. "If Roman really cared about the Bloodline, he would have passed the torch before leaving. This feels like a letdown." Despite the backlash, WWE seems firm in its decision. Reports suggest that the company will pivot to other storylines and focus on different superstars. Could Roman Reigns return to rebuild the Bloodline? With Roman's departure being labeled as a hiatus rather than a retirement, fans are holding on to hope that he will eventually return. If that happens, could WWE revive the Bloodline? Dutch Mantel offered his thoughts. If Roman comes back in 6 months or a year, they could try to pick it up again. But will the fans still care by then? That's the risk. WWE would have to make it feel special, like a grand reunion, rather than just pretending the story was never dropped. Some fans have theorized that Roman could return at WrestleMania in shocking fashion, perhaps interfering in the main event to reclaim his throne. Until then, however, the Bloodline, as we knew it, is over. Final thoughts: the end of an era. Roman Reigns' hiatus has effectively marked the end of WWE's most dominant faction in recent history. While Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and Paul Heyman may find new roles, the Bloodline's magic was always centered around Roman's leadership. WWE made the difficult decision to abandon the storyline, and while many fans are disappointed, the company is now forced to move forward. The question remains, will WWE ever see another faction as dominant as the Bloodline? Or will this go down as an unfinished story that never got the ending it deserved? For now, one thing is certain: Roman is out, and the Bloodline is no more. What do you think? Should WWE have continued the storyline without Roman, or was this the right call? Let us know in the comments.